Let's see what we have here. So tell me your story. When do you start playing season 6?
Yeah, I started playing at season 3, I think so. Season
Oh,
3.
okay. So this is not your first account.
No, because I used to play. I used to be in EOS before I moved here to America.
Oh, I see. I see.
So I started
Interesting.
playing Rengar, and then I switched to AD carry season 6.
Okay, interesting.
Jungle. I think I used to play jungle. So the first champion I got was like Graves that got me to gold. I just spammed Graves, and then from there that was it. And then I switched to Elise for the next season to get to platinum,
Hmm.
and then now I play AD carry. I was like, I can do this.
And now
I
you
tried
just
multiple times.
then you want to get better at the game as well, right? And actually learn the game properly.
Yeah, I did want to try to get to diamond. I
Mhm.
almost got it to this. I almost got it this season. I got to like emerald 2. I got to emerald 1, 90 LP, and I just dropped down all
Did
the way to emerald 4.
and your emerald MMR is probably not the greatest too, right?
No, it's like right now. So like out at Emerald 4, I was getting 20. I was getting 25, losing 24. Then the moment I get to Emerald 3 and Emerald 2, I'm getting 22 and losing 27, which is crazy. That's
Yeah,
insane.
it will be like that. This
It's
season
the same.
was odd.
It was the same thing. The moment I got to Emerald 190 LP, I was gaining like 30. Like that. The moment I got to Emerald 1, I started gaining 22 each
Yeah,
when I had like a 60% win rate, which is crazy.
yeah, yeah. They said next season is gonna be better, so don't be demoralized.
No, it's all good. It's like at the end of the day, it's like if I was better, I could have carried. So it is what it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's
Yeah.
what all there is to it, right? And what's your goal? Diamond and maybe Master next season, right?
Um, Masters would. I don't even know if I. I don't know. I don't know if I even can get to Masters, but sure, we'll put that
I
as a goal.
mean, honestly, in my opinion, it's not that complicated if you learn
Uh,
basically like playing with your team better and not making that many mistakes anymore. And
mm-hmm.
it's not gonna be that hard. But yeah, let's see what we can learn from the board. Like from OPGG alone, like
Uh-huh.
positive win rate, you're doing fine. Your
Except
farm could
Lucian
be
died.
better, right? But when we are gonna talk about macro, your farm will improve
Uh-huh.
automatically, right?
Yeah, I started
And
spamming Misfortune and Jinx, but
yeah, if it
because
works for
Lucian
you,
was just
keep
not
going.
working out, I want to play more Lucian, but like I can't because I can't pilot the champion apparently.
Well, I mean, you need to find the balance between what you like and
Hmm.
what's meta. But in a way, play what you like, and that's gonna be better for you. I don't think you dislike playing MF if you're spamming her so much, though.
It's because my winner on it, like you see how well my games are
You're
on
doing
it.
super well on her, right? So why not keep
Yeah,
going? I guess.
but the moment I play Lucian, I just lose games because I can't carry.
Well, Lucian right now is mm, mm. The
Not the
meta
best.
influences champions quite a bit too, unfortunately. But the meta is not everything. You gotta remember that.
What is the meta right now? Is it like more favorite toward Lucian, or like what was your favorite towards?
Bot lane is like scaling right now is so good.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just scale better, and mid game, late game, you just dominate. And Lucian falls off so hard, and this is such short range.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, the basics, right? Loading screen. This is where the game starts, basically, or
Hmm.
even champ select. Do
Yeah.
you make a plan when you start the game, or what do you do on the loading screen?
Yeah, I did. The first thing I thought was I'm going against Jin Blitzcrank. They have heal, so if I ever flash on him, it's gonna be stupid as fuck because he
Perfect.
has heal. He's gonna bait me. Um, our win con is if Landos lands a hook on somebody, we may be able to kill. But I'm playing Misfortune, so it's kind of hard to kill somebody. I only play for poke.
Mhm.
But if he lands a hook, we go off of that, obviously. And if they land the hook on me, I just die because of W, Jin, and then force shot. I
Yeah.
can't lose.
So you know what to look out for. Basically, their hook
Yeah,
and into GW, and they
yeah,
need to look
and
out for like your Nautilus Q, basically.
yeah, and then also Viego is a
Yeah.
champion
There's
against a level 3, so I'm gonna ward a little earlier because like he might just do 3 camps into bottom.
yeah.
Sometimes they do that.
Good plan. Good plan. So far, so good. Yeah, I agree with this. The first step is complete. That's one of the most important ones. But let's see what happens in lane actually.
Yeah, it's following your plan or not. Was exhaust the right choice this game? I feel I didn't know what to pick for a summoner spell.
Summoner spell.
Yeah, like was exhaust the right choice this game, or was it
I mean,
maybe ghost? I think
feel
ghost might have
like
been better this game.
summoner spell is kind of up to you. Because recently I started playing heal every game and it works. Like, it doesn't matter.
Huh.
Because like exhaust on ADC, exhaust can be a bit weird because the moment like you don't want to be melee today. You don't want to be in
Mhm.
exhaust range, right? You want to be
Yeah.
outside of it. And if you're inside the exhaust range, it means you're doing something wrong, first of all,
Yeah.
right? But in this case, Blitz hooks you, so you're
I
in
would be
exhaust
in
range of
exhaust
Jhin.
range.
That's good, right? So it's not that bad. Here it's
Yeah.
workable,
What I
but
thought is because like Viego and Aurelia might force, the range on me because they can just dash to
yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
yeah, sure. If you like exhaust here, go for it. Another option could be heal because heal in lane is
Okay.
always good. Ghost if you really feel like you're just gonna run around and dodge everything, right? Sure. Just gotta remember that Ghost is
True.
weaker early game. Cleanse is more like, well, in this game you don't really need it because what are you gonna cleanse? Lock up? Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cleanse is just useless, isn't it?
Yeah, anything works really as long as it makes sense. In this case, it makes sense. It's fine.
Damn.
Oh, they yanked it. Well,
Nah, bliss.
yeah, don't. You wasted like 3 seconds going back. Don't worry about it. It's very.
Yeah.
It's not your job. Happens. Hopefully, you don't lose minions. You don't because Jin pushed. That's good. Okay, let's see how
Mm.
you handle the early game. So I'm curious to see like how you actually follow up your support. That's the most important thing, and how you pop Jin here from what I'm seeing.
Uh,
Let's see what's gonna
that's
happen.
why this game I didn't like. It's just Nautilus was tough, man.
Because right now, look, for example, your Nautilus wants to go in. He's going crazy. That's good. Blitz is not here, so of course you can be aggressive. Okay. First
I
of all,
thought he was gonna stick around or something.
okay,
But
first mistake. Okay, so we need to talk about what happened here, right? So the league is a game of knowledge and information, and making decisions based on the information we have available, right? And right now,
mm-hmm.
we know Blitzcrank is doing things in our jungle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jin is here alone,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a minion wave here, right? So
Yeah.
let's try to figure out what are possible decisions we could make, right? So tell me something you
Look,
could do right now in this moment.
I can either shove the wave and then roam,
You can shove
or
the wave, roam, shove the
or
wave, stay on lane, hit Jin, just freeze the
yeah,
wave. You can ward, you can do many
or
things,
ward.
right?
Yeah.
Many possibilities. And we just need to figure out a couple good decisions, right? Because in most cases, there isn't a single good decision, there's multiple. And knowing the perfect one is unrealistic and it's just gonna make you stress too much. As long as you make
Mm-hmm.
a good decision, always you're gonna do well. And if you never make bad decisions, you're just gonna climb. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, right, we know Jin is alone. We need to take advantage of it somehow, right? So, for example,
Zone XP.
zone him out of XP. Very good, right? Because look, your Nautilus
Is it?
knows Blitzcrank is there. So Nautilus defaults to like, look where Nautilus is positioned, right?
Yeah, I see.
Nautilus is positioned aggressively. You see where Blitz is. And
Mm-hmm.
if you stay behind here and just basically attack the minions like this, basically you're not doing anything to impact the game, to win the game, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, we need to have a habit of playing around our support, right?
Yeah.
And in this case, it makes sense to just be right next to him, and Jin
Mm-hmm.
can't do anything anymore. Because like this, we are allowing him to maybe just get a basic, to get XP, anything. And the second mistake is, look, we can't really leave like this, right?
Yeah.
If the enemy support is doing bullshit in our jungle, it's not your job to
Mm-hmm.
do that, to go there, right? It's not really your job. And in this case, if you really want to help, you gotta look at the wave as well, because early game minions on ADCs are super important, and it's annoying to just not get early game XP, right? And in this case, for example, there's only caster minions left, and we decide to go when the next minion wave is super far away. So what we could do is first of all shove the wave, then go, right?
Yeah.
Shove the wave, set up vision. Like what I would do, for example, here in this case, I would just shove the wave, go place a ward in the tri-bush, and maybe go back because I don't think I'm gonna catch a Blitzcrank ever. Like how am I gonna catch a Blitzcrank? He's just going
Yeah.
back around you, see like
Mhm.
that. So in this case, we push the wave, we use that time we have while we push the wave, set up vision, and then we keep playing bot lane. But instead, we are basically wasting our time, right? We're working for no real reason, no real purpose.
Yeah.
We're losing minions, and we are also allowing Jhin to get back in the game. And also, we use this time for nothing. We don't even place a ward, right? And okay, you did place a
That was
ward, good.
dangerous.
It was kind of dangerous, yeah, knowing
Yeah.
Viego might gank early. But,
Mhm.
you know, if you shoved first, warded, you would have been back in bot lane, and the wave would have been even, right?
Yeah.
With Blizz level 1, you and Nautilus level 2, way better spot.
Mhm.
And because you did this, you didn't push the wave first. Now the wave is in, like, towards their
An
side,
awkward
right?
spot. Yeah.
It's awkward for you. You could get ganked from the river. And besides that, if you get hooked closer to the turret, it's bad. And Nautilus can never hook here, right?
Yeah.
So this is what happened. All because, well, we wanted to help the jungler, but remember, you're an ADC. This is
Mhm.
not your job, right? It's a team game.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different job. Your job is to get as many resources as possible in the early game and try to deny them if possible. Okay. So,
Keep trying to roll.
okay, another example of, look, for you, number one thing to correct, I would say, just watch out what your support is doing, right? What your
Mhm.
teammates are doing. See where your teammates are. In this case, you know, we already set up vision previously, right? One thing we could do is, like, if you're unsure, tell your support to just ward the river if he's got a ward, right? And right now, you know, if you have vision, going under the turret is a valid option because you can gank if you have vision. But if you're in your mind, you're feeling like, look, we could get ganked from Viego here, right? It's a possibility. You know, don't know if it's true or not. If you believe it's true, you back off a bit, right? But if you don't believe it's true, you stay with your support, you stay on lane, and don't just leave your support alone, right?
Yeah.
And this goes perfect into the concept of being more assertive, right? You need to communicate better what you want to do. Because, for example, while you're farming these minions, right, you could be already communicating to your support, hey, look, ping toward here. You ping your support toward there. Your support wards, he's back for cannon, then you push together, right? All because you were assertive, you told your support exactly what to do. And people listen when you tell them what to do, usually in pings, right? They usually listen. It's just how it is. But instead, now we are in this awkward spot where, yeah, we don't have a plan really, right?
Yeah.
We want to
Just
roam,
want
we
to
want to go back. We're not really thinking about Viego at this point much. We just don't know what we're doing really, right? And this is
Yeah.
what we want to prevent usually, these kind of cases, right? And okay, look, now you poke, nice, right? But you know, you could have poked under turret here, right? That's also an option. But yeah, number one thing for you, just play with teammates, your support especially, see what they're doing. You were expecting the hook, which is great. You are in position to follow up this now. Unfortunately, you did not get ethered. You probably misclicked.
Yeah.
Happens, don't worry about it. Mechanical, I'm not gonna go into detail into like
Yeah.
mechanical mistakes much because that was just happened to you. Yeah, you expected the hook, that was nice. And this was a good example of playing with your support. You were ready to follow up and everything. One thing I'm noticing is, like I said, no mechanical stuff. But when it comes to farming, I don't know if farming falls under the category of like mechanics, but
Yeah. Yeah. It is last hitting at the end of the day.
one thing I could recommend you is patience, right? When we farm, we need patience. Look, this minion right here, right? We know we deal like 1/3 of HP with one basic, right? So why do we basic attack so early if we know that much? Right?
Yeah, I think I overestimated.
We just
Yeah,
need patience, slow down. If there's multiple minions here, right? No need to rush. Just basic attack slowly. Take your time, right? And another important concept about laning and farming at the same time and like poking at the same time is that when there's low HP minions like this, you gotta make a choice between getting the minion or poking, right? And it's the opposite for the enemy Jin. When there's low HP minions, he's gotta either get the minion or hit you. And in this case, all your minions are full HP, right?
So he tries to hit me.
So he's gonna hit you because he's got no reason to hit a minion at the moment. And for you here, skip a little too much. For you right here, okay. The minions don't need to be hit yet, right? They are fine, half HP. You don't need to hit them yet. So you could like maybe go for a trade if you know you got basic Q before he basics you once or whatever. Or another thing you could do is just, not go that forward, knowing that. How to explain this better? What I want to say is that you basic attack the minion here, right? You made one minion low HP, and you put yourself in this position of one low HP minion and an enemy champion. So now you have to choose between them, right?
A little bit more.
Right. You have to choose between them now. And instead, we didn't need to touch those minions. And also, this is about being assertive too, in a way that, look, the wave looks like this. What do I want to do to the wave, right? Do I want to push it so it crashes and the wave resets? Sure, then I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna poke. Or am I gonna slow push this and try to poke him to zone him out further, right? You gotta make a decision. And for example, if you wanna shove it, you ping your support to shove it, to attack it, and you do that. And you've gotta be assertive, right? Because if you don't, we're just gonna again be in these awkward spots where, there's no minion, but I wanna poke, but I
think I should have let Jin push.
In this case, sure, you could let him push or just crash it. It's up to you. Again, multiple good decisions, right? Both for good decisions, no problem. And you can. When it comes to farming again, practice more a bit. Like when it comes to practice patience, right? That's my biggest tip when it comes to farming. Just last hit when you know you can last hit. Don't overdo it, and it's gonna be better in time. Okay. Good. So let's talk about again playing with teammates, because that's super important for you. For now, it's been playing with your support, right? But let's talk about playing with teammates in general. And if you look at the map always tells you how to play next, right? After you get a wave, what to do next. You look at the map and it tells you how to do it, like what to do. For example, now what does the map tell us?
I mean, Rumble is bot, which means maybe also Viego's bot, since they were mirroring their clears.
Yeah, like Viego could be anywhere, we don't know. If you don't know where the enemy jungler is, you can just assume he's bot, right? That's the safest way to play. You don't get caught, you don't die for no reason if you do that. Yeah. And again, looking at the map, you can see, as you said, Rumble bot. And if Rumble is bot, that gives us like hints on how to play the game, right? Yeah, we could either let the enemies push so he can gank, or we could shove a wave, go invade with him, or anything. If they contest Scuttler, we shove and go help with Scatterer. We have multiple decisions to make, right? So I'm curious what you do in this game.
And I feel like I lost this game here, like in 2 more minutes at best.
Let's see. Right now you shove, and I'm curious what you do here in this case. Let's see.
Try to move to help him, I think so.
Yeah, good. Because Viego's here, this is fine.
Yeah.
And one thing when you do this kind of stuff, like after you shove a wave, right? Usually when you shove a wave, you have a couple things to do. Like you set up vision. In this case, you don't have a ward yet, but you're going to have it soon. You could just wait here to ward 6 seconds, it's fine. You could help your jungler if he's bot, right? Or another thing you could do is stay under turret and try to damage them, but you can only do that with vision. Or even better, you trap them, which is
Yeah.
excellent. This is fine. Nice.
Could go ward here since actually no, he still has hooks. So
Uh,
it'd be stupid as fuck to go
yeah, it's
because Viego's also bot.
questionable. It's a bit
Yeah.
questionable. It's okay.
I think here I should have pinged my Nautilus to look for something.
Okay, I don't know I can speak what Nautilus hook has a cooldown, right? And this is another aspect when we talk about playing with teammates and support. You gotta keep track of your support's cooldowns, right? In a way.
Yeah.
Nautilus
Okay,
hook is
maybe.
like 12 or something, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
right now
11.
he doesn't have it,
Uh-huh.
right?
I don't think I kept track of that. No lie. I think I forgot about
Yeah,
his,
and
his
because he
cooldown.
doesn't have it, right? You don't have your most important ability, the
Yeah.
Nautilus hook. So we don't try to do any crazy things like we did right now,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this trade is not ideal because he's got fleet footwork, first of all, and you are hitting him from inside the minion wave, right?
Yeah.
So this is, yeah. If Nautilus had hook, sure, go for it. If you know Nautilus has hook in this situation, yeah, we go for that. Perfect. Especially because we know Blitzcrank just use flashed. Like, I don't know if he hooked or not, but it's like if anything is gonna hook the Nautilus, that's in Jin's face.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm curious to see what you do with the wave here. Because again, we look on the map. We look because we know kind of where Viego is. We saw him bot side not long ago. He could be bot again, right?
Yeah.
You want to place ward here in case Viego comes. Maybe that's your thought process.
Just also for Blitz.
Blitz.
Yeah.
Sure. It's just one thing when you ward in lane like this, you gotta remember that. Look, our wave is probably pushing right now. Which means we get this wave, the next wave is almost here, we grab it here, and then what? Well, we don't have vision in Tribush, so we can't really do anything after that, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to warding here, always do it if you know you don't really need it for anything else, right?
Okay.
Because now it's on 3-minute cooldown, so you cannot play with vision anymore. And I rarely ward in lane because it's the trinket is so OP. Okay, let's see what happens here. Slow pushing here is fine, honestly, but just gotta make sure when slow pushing like this, you always gotta make sure that after the wave dies, the next wave won't meet like this awkward spot, right? So it's like slow pushing for a while here, sure. You deny him the cannon maybe, right? You stay in front of the cannon so he cannot W it. That's a funny thing you can do. I hope Nautilus does it. No, he doesn't. That's a funny thing you can do. If you do it, cool. If you don't, it's fine. But after
I
that,
think I was looking topside for some reason. Look at my rumble.
It's fine, but it's not that important. It's a fun thing you can do, right? To annoy the enemy too. But after that is done, right? After this mini objective is complete, you take a look at the waves and look. There's like 3 minions here, 4. If you just shove them, the wave crashes under a turret and then it bounces back to us. It's good. But if we take these minions, remaining ones slow, we are spending too much time on it, and then the waves will meet in this awkward spot, and we don't have vision, right?
Yeah.
And these are things you gotta watch out for when controlling the wave. Like if you want to slow push for a reason, like a cannon minion, right? Cool. But after that, just assess more. Okay, now we see Viego top. That was good. And yeah, another thing about the waves meeting in this awkward spot is that you can't leave the lane now, right? You're just bound here. You just have to stay in this awkward spot and you can't really fight them. They're just scaling for free.
That's what I felt at this point. I was like, yeah, I didn't manage the waves correctly, so it's like just stuck under tower every time, and Nautilus didn't even get time to play them in.
Like the easiest way to reset a wave is to ping the wave, ping like the minion push whatever wave, that one to your support, just pumping that on the wave, and your support is gonna start hitting the wave as well. And you just harsh off the wave. And once you do that, the wave is gonna reset. It's in the middle again. And if you just last hit from that, you can't really push much anymore. They just deny them. But yeah, when the wave is in this awkward spot, right, you can't really go all in. But another thing about this is, again, we don't play around our support, right?
Yeah, I used my cooldowns before he went.
Using cooldowns to poke is fine. It's not a big deal. What's a problem here is, again, we don't know what our supports wants to do, right? And we are not staying next to him. We're not stepping up with him. In this case, we queue this, and then we walk up when our Nautilus is right here, right?
Yeah.
This was a bit weird, odd. So yeah, for you, I would say in laning, just pay more attention to your support, and you're just gonna do way better overall. That's the biggest tip I can give you with that. Because if you were next to him when this started, you might have gotten his flash or heal, maybe.
Yeah.
Or just get him out of lane. Either way, it's good. But now it's like he can kind of stay. Although he kind of inted after that, which is good. Because Blitz, no hook, you know that. He used everything, so you traded. That was fine.
I can see how this lane could have been 3 times easier if I just managed the waves
right.
correctly.
And it's not like rocket science. It's just push the waves. If the wave is pushed, then we think, okay, can we stay? If there's no vision, we can stay. If there's vision, we can stay. If there's nothing else on the bar, we can stay. Like, it's just like a checklist, basically, right? So it's not different every game. Every game is basically what I'm trying to do when I play the game is to make everything as consistent as possible, right? And this is the way I do it. I just think about.
Should I maybe like manage the wave based on what type of support I have? Like if I have engage, poke, or sustain support. So like if I have engage support, maybe I don't push as much and just let
that's
have much more space for them to play the game.
Yeah, when it comes to having an engage support, for sure. If you push the wave, like if you have Leona, Nautilus, anyone, you can't dive them 2v2 like this. It's not possible, right? So if the wave gets in a spot like this, you just shove it as fast as possible. Don't even worry about poking. Shove it as fast as possible. Reset it as soon as possible.
Off 3.
What?
So you play like the bounce. So let's say you push the first 2 waves and then third wave is cannon. You let it push into you and then you try to fight at that point, right?
Yeah. So for example, what I would do in this lane is go to the wave, hit the wave level 1, right? Then when the second wave comes, just hit it even harder to get the level 2. And at level 2, we might have an opportunity to go in. So as soon as we get level 2, we go in crazy with our support. If nothing happens, we continue shoving the wave. And after that, we get vision. And then we come back for the third wave. That's just an example, right? And after that point, you are in control of the lane. And you can do whatever you want with them. That's just one possibility. There are other possibilities too, like slow pushing first, second, and third wave. Then
like this game, I should have slow pushed all of these waves because, like, at least the first 3 waves because Jin was not able to play the game because he was
alone. And consistency is good and all, but sometimes you have weird positions like this, right?
Like this one. This is the
weird. And look, right now, if you look at the wave, what do you think is gonna happen?
It's gonna push into us.
Yeah, so exactly. So right now, Blitz is not here. You have Nautilus. If you don't touch the wave, it's gonna push into you, and Jin can't do anything about it because he's alone, right? So this is just one example of adapting to your game, right? So I would say, like, for wave management, you could basically watch your replays as well and analyze them like this. Just look at the wave. What's the wave doing right now? And what I should have done instead, right?
This was just tough. Like, I think here, maybe I should have helped Rumble. But I think I have to shove this wave in.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about consistency, right? How do we become more consistent? And
the same decision is obviously shove wave and then do something.
Yeah, shove wave, do something else. Shove wave, do something else. This is ADC in a nutshell. Early game is a bit less obvious, but in mid game, what do? You go mid lane, you push a wave, you do something else, push a wave, do something else. That's all you do, right? And in the early game, it's quite similar, except you don't always shove every wave, right? You have the option to slow push, to freeze, to do whatever. That's the only difference. And The other difference is that you are also responsible for getting vision. It's not just your support in jungler in mid game, right? In early game, your trinket is super valuable. Those are the differences. But basically, it's the same game. Early, mid game, late game, you do the same thing as ADC. And this is how you build consistency, right? And again, in this spot, the wave is awkward. Shove it.
Yeah.
Go, shove it. Then you do
That's what I
something.
thought. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
And then see what happens.
Because the longer
And I just-
you keep the wave here, the longer you're allowing your opponents to play. And right now, your opponents are weak. They are low HP, right? No mana. And imagine we pushed sooner, right? We used Q and everything
Yeah.
on minions. We would have been there already,
Yeah.
right? Because every
I'm
second matters, basically.
See it. Yeah.
Right. And I want to talk about like how one mistake leads into another mistake, leading into other mistake, leading into your jungler dying, for example, right? And if you just prevent one of those mistakes at the beginning, like I don't know, mistake from 3 minutes ago, this wouldn't have happened because the way would have been better, right?
Yeah.
So all you need to do is like you don't need to play perfectly. You just need to make less mistakes than your opponents to win.
Mhm.
That's all there is to it. So in this game, even though you made so many mistakes, right? We just correct one of them and already we win the lane. But
Yeah.
imagine you correct 2 or 3 of them. Oh my god, you're going up in divisions like crazy.
Mhm. I think the right, maybe the most consistent thing is when dragon is coming up and your jungler is bot side, shove the wave. It's the most simple thing. To do.
Yeah, either shove the wave, especially if it's an awkward spot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if, for example, you're kind of freezing or is pushing towards you, you could communicate
it-
with your jungler a bit if he wants to gank, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
another option. But most of the time, the wave is the middle or like awkward like this. Shove it,
Mhm.
play with your jungler. Because
Yeah.
your jungler can't really gank if you're pushing, right?
Yeah.
So you shove as soon as possible, and then you play with your jungler. That's the easiest way. And that's another way to like kill the enemy jungler, kill the enemy jungler, and just win. Because they're so behind now. Okay, now this recall is fine because wave is pushing into you. Good. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about builds because items get reworked in a few days.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Build what you like. That's what I will say. So let's see what happens now. Okay. So
Would you
let's.
say build crack in this game or something, or what?
I mean, I don't really like playing lethality ADCs
Oh,
usually, and even when I play MF, I just play crack and infinity. I like doing that. But you know, it's your playstyle. You play differently, right? You play more focused on poke and ultimate. That's completely valuable. Like that's valid. That's fine. No problem.
Mm.
Okay. Here we need to talk about when you come from base, right? In mid game, you need to take a decision which lane you go. Here, you don't really have a choice. You go bot. We need to talk about, look, what is the wave state bot? What is my jungler doing? What is my support doing? Is the mid laner on mid and stuff like that, right? This is what we need to do in early game when you go back to lane. We need to think about what's going to happen next, and we need to gather as much intel as possible in this downtime where you're just not doing anything, you're just walking, right? This is the most valuable time because this is when you gather information, right? And with the information you have right now, what plan do you have, for example, here?
I could freeze this since they backed, and I could deny them like 2 waves, and then my jungler's topside too. So it means that I can be playing aggressive. So I think freezing is quite might be the right choice.
There you go, right? So did you see like you gather all the intel, the wave is like this pushing towards you, your jungler is top side, right? Viego could be bot. So we don't
Yeah.
push, we don't play aggressive, we let it push,
Yeah.
right? And we know all this because look, we had so much time, like 20, 30 seconds actually to gather all this intel and make a decision. And this is basically what you want to do always when you go back to lane. And after every wave too, like kinda. After you shove a wave, you see what you do, or a new wave comes, you think about, okay, what's next? But it's gonna become like a habit. You won't have to think about it, right? Just at the beginning, you need to think about it a lot more. Okay, so we know they are top. It's fine. But I don't think I've seen you ping almost at all this game, right? So another good tip for you, right? Be more assertive, have more like confidence, right? It's super important to have confidence because if you have confidence, you ping your teammates what you think is right, most of the time they're gonna follow your pings, and you are gonna see that things
I
are
usually
working
ping a
properly.
lot. I'm not gonna lie. I usually ping. I don't know why this game is. This
Right?
game like
Even here, right? You're just pinging, asking for assistance, or like defending the turret, for example, or just typing "we freeze," anything, right?
Yeah.
Because if you do that, Nautilus might not go in the river here, because this is kind of
Yeah.
awkward. He's going mid round, it's too late, right? And
Yeah.
instead he would go in this brush, or you ping this brush, help in this brush, he would stay in that brush, right? Basically, you tell your
Yeah.
support what to do, what you need. Like your support can't know what you need if you don't tell him,
Yeah.
right? This
I
is
guess I didn't ping because I had no idea what to do. So I think that was the
yeah,
reason.
exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think that's the
Like
reason. I didn't have an idea what to do. Even
like
other than free.
for me, what helped me learning the most was okay, I'm gonna make a decision, I'm gonna stick to it, and we see what happened. If it's good, okay, it's good. We look why it's good, why it worked, perfect. If it's not good, okay, I blame myself. I took this decision, it didn't work out. How can I learn from it, right?
Mm.
But if we just stay in lane and we rely on our support to know what he's doing, it's like you make a decision that's not yours. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't learn anything from it. Instead, if you make the decision yourself, you can get their direct feedback if it's good or not because you made the decision and you
Mm-hmm.
had the reason behind it. Okay. And yeah, again, a small thing again about farming with MF, especially like
Yeah. Just
you
be more
don't
patient.
have that much experience with MF, right?
No, I haven't played her. Like I played her every season, but like I don't play her
You
as
don't
much.
play
Like
yeah
before.
as much, right? So, and especially with MF, the passive is super weird to farm with, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say next season I would honestly say play a champion that you like in pretty much every matchup. OTP kind. I really like OTPing because you
The
become
problem
so
is
consistent, right?
if I OTP Lucian, I've been OTPing him for 2 seasons now. It's not been working out at all.
It the thing
Unfortunately.
is that after you learn the things you're doing wrong, right? The champion does
Mm-hmm.
not matter. If you here you play Ashe, not MF, or here if you play Lucian, not MF, I don't think much would have changed, right? Probably
No,
not,
no.
because you never like really abused your double ups on them. You never really played with your higher range. You never really did much that Lucian couldn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So champion matters way less than you think. The most important thing about the champion is that, especially in ADC, is that like the way you farm is influenced by it. Because when I play Jinx, I have over 2 million points on her. I know exactly how much damage I deal. Exactly like when I have 2 longswords, I know exactly when to hit a minion, right? But with
Mm-hmm.
MF, it's like we don't really know yet. I haven't played her enough,
Yeah.
right? And if you play a champion you're comfortable with and you farm better, you're going to do better in a game just because you have more gold, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just how
Just
it
because
is.
I have more
And
resources.
when it comes to matchups, like sure, you don't have to OTP if you don't want to. Like you can just change champions around, but just stick to one or two extra,
Yeah.
and that's it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because to climb, the easiest way to do it is with as little champions as possible,
Mm-hmm.
because you just form that consistency. And matchups don't really matter because worst case worse, you can just go even in a lane in a bad matchup
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
bot lane, right?
Yeah.
In top lane, they could just freeze you forever. Goodbye, lane is over. Bot
Yeah.
lane
But
is different. There's support. Support is so important lane. That's why playing around your support is so important. Okay. So while we're talking about making a plan, right? Okay, we look at our jungler, mid jungle, whatever. We see they are top, both of them. Now we need to think about in laning right now. What we want to do, and what do you think you should do in the next like 30 seconds or so?
I'm turning 6, so I should look for a fight, and I have XP advantage, and because Nautilus is also a level up, I think we should try to push this wave and try to maybe slow push it and turn it into a fight. Basically, I should ping
Well,
my support to go up.
one thing, no, it shouldn't like you don't need to push this, right? Like one thing you could do to communicate in this case, ping your
Mm-hmm.
XP, right? You're halfway to level 6. You ping your levels almost level 6, then you ping, to go in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, right now our plan is to get level 6 and go all in because we are stronger, right?
Yeah.
Because we are gonna have an extra ability, our ult. And again, we need to think about, okay, what can kill me? Blitzcrank hook. The moment Blitzcrank misses the hook, we
You
E,
go crazy.
we exhaust the Jin, we go in. If we do
Mhm.
that, Nautilus will follow you every time, right?
Okay.
But you can only do that if Blitzcrank misses hook, for example.
Yeah.
And if Nautilus misses hook, we chill until he gets it back, right? This is our plan. And this is how we become consistent. We just do what our plan says, basically. Unless they int, in which case you just right click
Yeah.
and win. That
I
doesn't
need to
happen
also
ever.
think that if they miss their important ability, that I can play aggressive. I think
Yeah,
my issue is I'm thinking, yeah, if they miss, if they hit me, then I die. But I
yeah.
also should think if they miss, I could do something.
This is why I always ask everybody, like, what's your game plan in champ select, in champ select loading screen? Because if
Hmm.
you recognize those powerful abilities, the moment you see they don't have them, like, they are not champions, they can't deal damage to you, right?
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Sometimes
And
I think I recognize them, but I don't recognize the aggressive part. I just recognize that I can play, safer. That's the
okay, but yeah, like,
yeah,
you
that's
gotta
the
remember
issue.
that in lane there is always the option of killing the enemy opponents, right? You can always
Yeah,
do that, especially if they mess up.
yeah.
You gotta keep that in mind always.
Because I remember you said something in some video. You said like you can play aggressive on cleanse or something because
Yeah,
cleanse
yeah.
is an aggressive.
For example, they have
And
Morgana
then
Q, right?
yeah,
And you have cleanse. It basically means Morgana Q doesn't exist because you don't care.
yeah.
Because
That's honestly I won a game because I played like that. Since Thresh got baited because I was walking out and I had cleanse and he died because of that.
yeah,
Since
yeah,
I could tank the ability.
exactly, right? And again, this is why making a plan is so damn important. It just lets you know how to play while enemies have no idea what they're doing because nobody really makes a plan in
Hmm.
Odyssey, right? To be honest. Most players
Yeah.
don't, right? And if you
It's
do
also
it, it's
like a
crazy.
knowledge gap too. Like without you mentioning like cleanse can be playing aggressive, I would always play it like me defending myself. So I'll just only use it when I'm completely like, about to
Hmm.
die or something or
Yeah, yeah.
not play aggressive.
Knowledge is key. Like knowing what you can do with your spells and abilities is super important. That's another reason, I guess, why Philios could be strong for OTPs because enemy has no idea what he's doing, right?
I can't play. I don't know. Phileas
uh,
is weird. Every time I play against him, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. No clue.
and it's the same when you play against Morgana and have cleanse. Like Morgana is like, they can't kill me. Like I've got Q. Yeah, just root him. I'm fine. And then
Uh,
you just cleanse it and you kill them. And Morgana is like, wait, they can do that? What? I didn't know that. Right?
yeah.
Knowledge gap. This is what I mean.
Mhm.
Knowledge wins games in League. Okay. Now let's talk about that plan to go in. You ping, which is fine, right?
Maybe it's stupid this one because like now I'm looking at the map. I don't know where
I
Talia
mean,
is. I don't know
Viego
where
was top. Look, he's there. He was dead, right? It's fine. Right now,
um,
he just respawned. He's not bot yet. We got level 6. Okay. Right now, you did the right thing. You ping bot to go in, right? We know we can fight right now and we win. And
mm,
we play accordingly. Like, we ping in. And one thing you missed doing right now, like, how come we are not using E, right?
yeah, I should have
How
used
come
it.
we don't use E? If he hooks us, we exhaust the Jin, they don't kill us, right?
Uh, yeah,
Right? So we use E here. We try
that was a
to.
little bit aggressive. I don't think I would have personally. I would have not. I don't know. I
Okay,
would
so
because I'm usually such a passive player.
let's
Sometimes I won't even do that.
let's simulate right now. You right click Jin right now. You just E and right click. What do you think is going to happen?
I'll get pulled by Blitz,
Okay,
but I won't
how
die
can we
because
prevent
I
that?
just exhaustion. And I won't die.
No, how can we prevent the hook? Like they have the most
Yeah,
powerful ability, right? You can
yeah.
like if they have the most powerful ability, I said we shouldn't fight. But
Flash. I could
when they
flash
had
it.
Morgana and you had cleanse, we could fight. Why?
Mhm.
Why can we fight
Because
now?
wait, could you say that one more time?
Like when we play against Morgana and we have cleanse, we can go in, right? Because we can cleanse the her
Yeah.
Q. Her Q doesn't exist.
Hmm.
But here, why can we just right click and not care about the Blitzcrank hook?
Because of exhaust, is that why? And flash.
Flash, right? If you go on Jin and Blitz hooks, you flash the hook. Jin is slowed. you exhaust him, Nautilus follows up, boom, you win, right?
What? I mean, he still has sums up, right? The Jin can flash and heal away.
Yeah, but it's like if you flash on him to chunk him and you get his flash, you are more
Yeah,
HP than him and you traded flashes. Isn't that positive?
Yeah, it is positive for Nautilus. Yeah.
Right? It's super good. And if Jin doesn't have flash, Nautilus can just hook for free. And another thing, you look at the map, Rumble is pathing bot. You get his flash, Rumble kills him for you, right?
Yeah.
So one thing here we could do is just be aggressive. We have ult. We thought about killing them like for like a minute now. This is the perfect moment to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we go aggressive because we know we are stronger. And again, this is why the plan in loading C is so damn important. But instead we hesitate, right? And
Yeah.
usually
I think
I
I was
say,
waiting for my Nautilus to do something.
yeah,
To like
usually
help
I
me.
say your support should engage, right?
Yeah.
For sure. But there are cases like this where it's just right click and you win, right? You just win. You
Mhm.
flash a hook, then you win. That's it, right? And with experience, you recognize these cases more often. And if you play your champion more often, but again, champion, cool, you press E here, but on Lucian, you just E forward, right? Same thing.
Mhm.
Champion doesn't matter as much now. But yeah, now that we hesitated a bit, right? Now we need to look at the wave and analyze again. We look at the map. What's happening, right?
Yeah.
What does the
We
map tell us here?
still don't know where Viego is.
Yeah. Okay, there's a Viego, and how is the wave bot lane?
It's in the middle, and it's in the middle, I guess.
It's in the
I'm
middle,
gonna
yeah.
be
In the middle, okay. So what do you think you should, what should we be doing here right now? What do you think you should be doing?
I think we could try to slow push or maybe force a fight here.
Okay, let's analyze this
Ward.
scenario.
Let me go
So,
ward. Let me go ward.
okay,
I think that's
let's,
it. Just go ward.
okay, first of all, let's see what happens if we slow push right now. What do you think is gonna happen?
The wave is gonna be stuck outside their tower again, and then Viego comes and we might die.
Okay, that could
But
happen
Rumble is
if we
also
slow
coming
push,
out.
right? That could happen if
Yeah.
slow push. Okay, let's see what happens if we look for a fight right now, as you said.
Maybe we burn flash and heal, but I still don't know where Viego is. So
Exactly.
it
If we
might
try to
turn
look
out
for a
bad.
fight now, it might be too late because we gave Viego enough time to come from base. But like 30 seconds ago, like he just respawned, right?
Mm.
And let's think about the other option. You said ward. Okay, what happens if you ward right now?
Um.
Like we just go click the tribush right now.
Yeah, that might be dodgy. I don't. I still don't
Yeah,
know where he
why
is.
do you think it's dodgy to? No, I'm just asking. We are trying together to figure out what's a good decision to make right now, right? Pushing, like I mean, slow pushing is not great. We said engaging right
Mm.
now is not great. Okay, what if we right click the tribush right now? What do you think would happen?
I could spot Viego, but then I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine if I ward the bush there. I have flash and
No, it's
exhaust
just
light.
you're hesitant. You were hesitant, right? If you go tribush right now and ward, you were hesitant, right?
Mm.
Why? Let me ask you this: why? Let's see why. Like
Because
that
I
was
don't
your
know where.
instinct. You don't know where Viego is,
And
right? So let's say Viego is in the tribush right now and you go ward. What do you think is gonna happen?
I die.
Yeah, you get collapsed by blitz, right? You just die,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
the third option, warding instantly, not good. Okay, let's think
Mhm.
about another thing we can do, right? There's so many options. What else can we do? What do you think?
Um, we could just let them push into us, honestly, and not play aggressive.
Okay,
We
if you
could
let
walk
them
to 11
push, sure, there's no Drake for them to get. That's
and
a
Rumble in the
decent
bot.
decision, right? It's decent. The wave
Mm.
is kind of in the middle. They could kind of push it if you back off a little and they push. Sure, yeah, a decent decision, right? What else could we do? Let's see. There's other decisions to be made.
Mm, that I don't know. I think I exhausted all the options that I'm thinking of.
There's at least like three more.
Three more.
I could think
I
of
could
three,
ping. I
but
could ping. I'll just ping Rumble to come down, but could do that.
well, sure, you ping him to do come bot, but what are you doing with the wave and where are you going? That's more important, right?
Yeah.
Because you know Rumble is coming bot, he's pathing, like he's getting
Okay.
Wolves Gromp and he's coming, right? We know that.
I think I've noticed one thing. I guess
Okay.
the wave is further away. This is not a can wave, and it's kind of far. I think I could just shove this wave and let it bounce back to me.
Okay, so let's say you
It should
shove
be
this
fine.
instantly, you basic attack that minion in front of you, you Q it, you kill one behind, you just shove it with W, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you shove right now in like
Then I can go
4
ward
seconds,
with no,
okay, you go ward. Why can you go ward, for example, after
because
that?
they have to deal with the wave, and Nox is with
Exactly.
me.
See, there you go. You shove this, then they are stuck under turret. So even if Viego is in tribush, because you shoved first, they are stuck under turret, right? And
Yeah.
if you shove the wave and you go towards tribush, and they are walking through the wave, you
Mhm.
go back because you know Viego's there. But if they're
Yeah.
just sitting under turret farming, you know Viego's not here, it's safe to ward, right? Boom, a really good
Yeah.
decision, right?
It was the same situation that made Rumble die to Viego at Dragon because
Basically
I
the same
didn't
decision.
control it.
And this is why like correcting one mistake you make is basically correcting like, I don't know, 5, because you make the
Mm.
same mistake multiple times in a game, right? I hope you
Yeah.
agree, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's one mistake is made multiple as a game. You fix one mistake and suddenly you make 5 less mistakes in a game, and that's huge.
Mhm.
Imagine if you correct 2 or 3 or 4, right? Yeah. So we found a good solution. And basically, yeah, League is knowledge, League is a puzzle, League is gathering intel and doing all this in a game. Now the hard part is doing this on the
In
spot
game.
in game,
Yeah.
and it's hard, I know. But
Taking a
with
lot of
practice,
information is the problem, to be honest. Yeah.
in practice, basically you are going to have a checklist in your brain. Okay, how is the wave looking? What is my support doing? What summoners they have? Where's my jungler? What are the mid lane doing? What objectives are up? You go through everything in your brain. You know all the intel. You have everything you need. You just make a decision. And over time, you're going to get faster and faster and faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just how we're supposed to play the game. And that's how we knowledge gap the enemies. And
Mm-hmm.
they can't play the game. We do whatever we want. So let's see what you do here. Because, yeah, here, personally, my jungler is bot. We have summoners, they have summoners, both full HP, whatever. We don't know where Viego is. Okay, we shove this instantly because, again, another piece of information. The next wave is super far away. And this wave is really thin. We just shove it instantly. We go ward. We go ward here, we go ward anywhere. Tribush, you have a ward, perfect. Right? And if they try to freeze this, I mean, whatever, we have jungler bot, we invade. Cool. Let them freeze, we
Yeah.
invade, right? We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Let them freeze. We just get to kill Viego and take his scams. That's good, right? So we found a good decision. And there were multiple. Like the other two I found was like, okay, wave is in the middle. I'm gonna recall. What about it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna recall. Well, it's not great because they could shove it, right? And you lose the wave. And Rumble is bot. You recall why Rumble is bot. It's weird.
Yeah.
Or
it's
another
bad
thing,
tempo.
you could go roam instantly, but that's just stupid. But it's still another thing you can do, even though it's stupid. Like I'm trying to go through like a lot of
this-
scenarios, as many as possible, even though they're stupid, because if I find the stupid scenarios, I won't do them, right?
Mhm.
But if you don't even think about them, you might do them by mistake.
Mhm.
Okay, but now instead we are doing the first scenario we talked about, which is slow pushing without vision,
Yeah.
right? And this is a bit scary. And
That
now we are
bit is
doing the
scary.
other scenario
Bro.
of warding the tribush when we don't have Viego. Like, see?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of scenarios possible, but in reality, only a few are gonna happen because we are human who have the same patterns, right?
Yeah.
And in time, again, you're going to find your patterns, you're going to see the mistake you make, and it's just gonna change the way you play. And yeah, Blizz was acting sus. You kind of know Vegas here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I don't know where mid is too.
And Vega recalled. So yeah. And now you take the fight. The other scenario, you take a fight, right?
Yeah.
And it looks great. But yeah, Viego, no idea.
I don't know where mid is.
Yeah, it could ruin your day here. But at the same time, Jin kind of inted by getting so close.
Yeah,
Let's
he
see what
walked
happens.
up way too far.
Okay, but still, here I was going to say, cool. He inted, we catch him, he flashes. Great.
Mm.
We need to think. Okay, in our mind, we know Viego's bot. We know Viego's bot. We know that. We have the information.
Mhm.
So he flashes, cool. We don't kill him anymore. we go back. Because now if you get hooked here and Viego was bot, you're dead, right? If Viego's not bot here, you survive and you get Jin Flash. Great. But you don't know that. Like, you should always play like the jungler is bot, because that's the way you become more consistent and make less mistakes. Because again, like if Viego is bot here, you should be dead 100% of the times. You were just lucky. In other games, he would have been bot, right? So you kind of like it was positive. You got their flashes, right? And in your mind, when you play this game, you were like, yeah, this was good. We made a good decision, right? But in reality, things could have
now
been
I'm
a
seeing
lot
it.
different.
I think I'm seeing how I played the early. Like, I think this game at the start of the session, I was like, oh, it's a bad game. But now I'm saying that because I'm not managing the wave correctly, I'm messing up my support. And then because I'm messing up my support, we don't kill Jin at least 3 times this lane, to be honest.
And
You should have died at least once this game.
also, you said because you're not playing correctly, you're messing up your support, and
Yeah, and
you're
my
messing
jungler too.
up your jungler. Exactly. Look, Rumble is now okay.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna recall nothing to do, but there was so many things to do actually, right? So yeah, again, I'm glad you have this mentality of it's my fault. I can do better. I can make things better, and in reality, you can influence your teammates a lot, a lot, a lot, a
I
lot.
think this game, I thought it was my knowledge support instead of me playing really bad because I didn't know what I know now, basically.
Yeah, exactly. This is the mentality every League player needs, but it's not in the tutorial. When you boot up League for the first time, the tutorial is not see what you can do better and play with your teammates better. No, it's not that. It's just, oh, welcome to League of Legends.
Mm.
Ooh, we want your money. Yeah. This information is not in the tutorial by default, and this is why most League
I think I
players don't know.
understand. Yeah, I understand why some of them. Because I used to be like a person who rages all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like even now, you see it. Like sometimes it comes out. Like,
Nautilus, I beg you, I just said in
yeah.
chat.
Like sometimes because you don't know what you're supposed to do right, you get frustrated because you don't know what's right anymore, and
Yeah.
you keep making mistakes, and you think they're right. You think you're doing the right. I think that's the issue
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have information, so we think whatever decision we make, like that one, was the right decision, and my support not following up was the wrong decision. So I get frustrated and like, why is this happening to me? Whatever, and then you rage, and then you play it bad, and all that.
And
Start tilting and
basically
blaming your team when
lie
it's
to
you.
yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Basically. And because you just tunnel vision on Nautilus, there's like a lot of bias now. You think,
Hmm.
yeah, no way I make the bad call here. I got his flash alone, right?
Hmm.
Nautilus is nothing. But
Yeah,
the reality is different. Okay.
and yeah, even if Nautilus is not best player, even because if I manage the waves properly at the start,
Yeah.
Jin would have died at least twice because if I made the game easier for my Nautilus to play.
Yeah,
There's no way
exactly.
he misses 15 hooks in a row.
Yeah,
One
like
is going to land.
he can't miss the hook if you E and exhaust and at the right time, right?
Yeah.
For example. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There you go. That's pretty much the most important thing from this session to know. Like, it's always you can improve because teammates are
Mhm.
random. And remember, there are 4 random allies and
Yeah.
5 random allies. And
Yeah.
if you know you're better and you should be a higher division,
We
you
should have
play
a 25
assertive,
extra
it's gonna
percent
happen.
to win. Yeah.
Good. Let's go back to the VOD. And remember what I talked. What should you be doing now when you're walking to lane?
Just gathering
Oh,
information.
yeah, what do we know? Let's go.
So we know Talia is not there. I don't know where Aurelia is. Our jungler is topside.
Okay,
We're
what
just
about bot
pushing.
lane?
Talia just went there. I don't know where Viego is. And did they burn? Jin doesn't have summoners anymore. So
Yeah, I think Nautilus, Blitz Flash too. You have
mhm,
summoners, they don't have
yeah.
summoners.
Still don't know
Uh,
where Viego is.
you don't know where Viego is, your jungler top, right? And if you look bot lane, they just, right now they're looking to recall, right? Because they pushed the wave.
Yeah.
Right now they're low
You,
HP and looking to recall.
you
Okay.
could stop the recalls, yeah. Could ping my support to try to stop the recalls.
Well, Sure.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Whatever.
Because
It's
I
like
don't,
they could recall miles away and you can't do anything. Okay. We get their intel. What do you think we should do here?
I think we shove this
Next wave, you shove. Okay. What happens if you shove next wave, for example?
I could go ward. I could also go roam mid with my
Okay.
support, or get plates.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Perfect. So, for example, next wave comes, we shove it. We go place a ward in Tribush. Nautilus places a one in the river because you ping him to ward there. He will ping for you for sure. And then you can stay bot and get plate maybe. Right?
okay.
One option. Another thing you could do. You shove next wave. You place the ward in Tribush. You go straight to mid lane if you see Vieg or something happening, right? If there's a fight, for example.
Yeah.
Another thing you do. But yeah, here shoving, in my opinion, is kind of the only right decision because it allows you to do something with the fact that enemies are not here.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you just slow push, you're helping them, right? You're kind of helping them. Because again, and shoving is not really, it's not very dangerous to shove here because they, you know, they are low HP, they don't have flashes, they are not here, they're recalling for sure. Okay, let's see what you do here. Cue the wave, you want a shove, right? And this is why gathering info and making this decision is so important because once you know what to do, you're going to act instantly because in League, every second matters, as you saw in the early game with the dragon, right?
Yeah.
So right now we know we should shove. Okay, I'm gonna basic attack that one. I'll basic attack the minion to the left. After the turret hits that minion, I'm gonna Q it. It's gonna kill both. Then I basic that one again. Boom. We shove this. We go next. Shove as fast as possible, right? We use Q, use W. We need to shove to get. And
do the same thing again.
another reason why shoving super fast and gathering those precious even 5 seconds is because right now there's a danger of Blitzcrank could go mid lane from base, right? So if we shove super fast, we either go bot and we get placed for free because there's no Blitzcrank, we could dive Jhin, whatever. Or we could just roam mid instantly. And even though Blitz is mid, Jhin is bot, it's like we 3v2 them. If we win, it's fine, right? So again, like multiple reasons why we should shove. And not shoving first, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something?
I was just realizing how hard it is to make these split-second decisions. If you don't know, you genuinely don't know. Like right here, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, right now you're just yeah, but you had so much time to think about it, right? Look how much time you had. 30 seconds. Right? And yeah, like at the start in game, you know, it's gonna be tough. You might lose details, like you might not think about mid lane, you might not think about where your jungler is. But still, it's better than not thinking about anything at all, right?
Yeah.
And besides
Which is
that,
happening right here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing anything. Like I'm not even pushing the wave. I'm just roaming around doing nothing.
Yeah, and besides that, this is going to help you. Like, look, I'm playing this game. In minute 10, I made something weird. Okay, I'm gonna watch replay. I'm going to analyze why and what I did and what I should have done, right? Because hopefully after today, you are going to learn how to assess the situation better and improve yourself better and look at your past games and see what you did wrong, right? This is the most important part because in 2 hours, like you're not going to learn everything in 2 hours that we're doing today, right? You're just going to learn everything multiple hours on your own because you now know how, basically.
Yeah.
Because I realized this when doing in high school math homework, for example, right? If you know what you're doing, you're finishing it in like 15 minutes because you write non-stop for 15 minutes, it's done. But if you have no idea, it's going to take you hours.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let's see what happens here instead.
I don't know why I'm trying to help my Vigor. There's literally no point. I should be looking at myself first.
Well, the point is that Blitz could be there, Viego might be there. So having the idea of going is fine, but first, can we go? Well, the way we see it, we can't, right? We need to fix this first to be able to go.
And if I pinged my support here, you would have helped me.
Sure. But now we're doing the slow push decision, which with a jungler on top side, right?
It's very terrible.
Like slow pushing to build up a huge wave on your side, right? That's super good when you're, for example, trying to get a plate because they have to hit minions, not you. if you're trying to dive, because you have the minion advantage, if you dive, you can't really, like, you're so OP. If your jungler is bot and you slow push, again, even better dive because you dive with your jungler. If you slow push, you could, after that, you could invade, but slow pushing is only viable if your jungler is bot side, because if it's not, and the enemy jungler is bot instead, if you slow push, now you are under the turret and you're gonna get ganked, right?
Yeah.
And this is why in this case, especially because you know enemy bot just recalled, just shove the wave, and after that you get vision, intel, all that stuff, and it's way easier to play, right?
Yeah, if I shoved this wave already, I could have been halfway through river to mid
Yeah,
lane.
and
Maybe
yeah,
influence.
imagine you would have been like next to this ward already.
Yeah.
Talia is super far forward, Viego is super far forward. Even if Blitz is there, it's a 4v3.
Yeah.
And
And then we win the game from just that,
yeah,
honestly.
that's game-winning play right there,
Yeah.
right? And no, it doesn't matter if your team is 0-3. You just get fed yourself, and yeah, that's all in it.
That's one thing I realized with misfortunes. If you get fed, everybody dies.
They just get one shot, man.
Crazy, yeah.
Just get
Especially
one shot.
lethality misfortune. That shit is busted.
They stay in your rule for like 3 seconds, it's done.
Yeah.
100-0 any carry. Yeah, and yeah, this is you had the intention to go mid, right? But it's too late now, right? And this is a great time to talk about like trying to predict what your enemies want to do, right? And to me, like after Blitzcrank recalls, it's kind of obvious that they should go mid, right? Just in case. Supports roam mid after a recall like that, just in case something happens. They are there just in case something happens.
Yeah.
And as ADC is harder to do, and it's not like we recall go mid instantly. It's in our case, it's we recall, we shove, we go mid, right?
Yeah.
If the enemies take a bad late recall. We gotta anticipate what enemies want to do as well. Okay, let's see what else happens here. Viego is dead, it's good. In this case, you got lucky. So you go mid now, way too late.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, way too late still, but you know, if Talia was also analyzing the game like we are right now, Talia would know, okay, I'm looking at bot lane, and first of all, Nautilus could have been midway sooner. That's the first mistake she makes. She didn't account for Nautilus being there. Second mistake, you shoved bot, now you're missing. She's not looking at that, right?
Yeah.
Multiple mistakes that your enemies are making. And again, if you make less mistakes, and in this case, you made less mistakes than Talia right now. So you should punish her and kill her here. But even though you made a ton of mistakes.
Noticing this game really tested like the windows. Like it gives you like this game specifically. Like I got small windows where like if I do the right thing quickly, I get the kill or I get the play or I get whatever.
Yeah.
Like here it shows the bad decision of me walking into river by myself, and then we get 4v2, 4v3.
Yeah, this was super awkward. We're kind of getting to mid-game stuff really soon now, and like what's important here is, for example, like here you had here, even though you made the mistakes of coming too late, right? It's still, again, you still made one less mistake than Talia right now because she made those 2 mistakes. You just made the mistake of not shoving instantly and going mid instantly. But here it's like you are still like one less mistake over the Talia, so you should still win. And by that I mean, like, why are we not walking and using E on the Talia, right?
Yeah.
In your mind, it's like, I don't catch her. That's in your mind, probably, right? Or I don't want to get one shot. But again, you have exhaust, you have flash. You've got E to catch her. Even if she escapes through the river, now she's in the river, and it's you, Nautilus, Rumble, Veigar in bot river while Talia is too far away. It's a 4v3 in bot river.
Yeah.
But instead, we do nothing. Another mistake.
I think as I looked at Vigor and I was like, oh, he's not gonna follow up, but I don't need him to follow. If I burn her,
yeah, just burst her and
Nautilus
you
was
push her back.
closer too.
Yeah, Nautilus was closer. And another super important aspect. Remember when we shoved the wave? What does shoving the wave mean for the enemy ADC?
He has to deal with the wave, so he's stuck. Jin was stuck.
Look, he's right there. Look, his bot lane. Blitzcrank is bot lane too. Like, if you go here, worst case worse, Viego shoves up, and it's 3v2, and you win a 3v2, of course, always, right?
Yeah.
And this is more like about mid game knowledge. Like in mid game, we're going to see after like first turret falls on bot lane. Basically, what I'm doing is getting mid wave. I'm counting enemies and allies. If you have more, we fight. If we don't, we don't. And that's all I'm doing
Okay.
mid game. It's as simple as that. Of course, I'm simplifying it, but if you just think about that, you're going to climb to diamond or master only if you do that, right? Okay, and because we didn't do the thing at like when we had to do, like we didn't count, we didn't take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Now Jin
We
is the
get,
one pushing,
and now we
and
have to deal with.
now you have to deal with the wave or fight. And if you
Yeah.
fight, well, Veigar is mid lane now,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Because
another small window that I wasted, and then I,
yeah, but
get punished.
this window wasn't even that small, right?
Yeah,
Because
it was a big window
it was
because
a
I walked
huge
all the
window.
way.
Like even if here you're like, I don't think it's you. You're like, maybe don't.
We could
Well,
still go back or do
we can
something
still
else.
go back to bot lane and catch the wave before anything happens, right?
And
But
we have vision too.
yeah, but now it's way too late and bot lane is here.
Hmm.
Okay. We try to get a kill. It is where it is. Oh well, we salvage something at least. That's all
I
we can
should
do.
have killed this Viego to be honest.
Well, to be honest, again, like in team fights, macro stuff, I don't really pay attention to them because this situation would have never happened in the first place, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, probably you could have killed them anyway. Because you got such a good engage. You got flash up, exhaust up. You could take the blast
I
point.
don't know, man. Yeah, this is grief to be honest.
But yeah, again, this is fine. Whatever happens, it's awkward situations, and I want to be as consistent as possible, just so I can avoid all these awkward situations and never have to deal with them, right? No, it's fine. Okay. Good. Let's see what else happens here. Yeah, right now, like I would, if I were in your place right now, like right now is a great time to gather info, right? This is the perfect time when a fight just happened and everybody is doing something else, whatever, besides fighting. Now it's kind of a calm moment where you can gather info again, right? And right now I would be watching the map. I would see, Blizz mid, Talia, Veigar dead, Rumble is here, okay? We don't know if Jin is here, we don't know where Viego is, Viego is low. This is how I gather info, right? And based on this info right now, we pause the game. Okay, what should we do? For example, let's try to analyze again.
Veigar is dead, Dragon is up, and I have no ulti, Jin has no ulti, and then also I think Viego, even if he doesn't path bot, like Talia has room to do whatever because she's gonna push this wave and then she can roam, she can back, she can whatever.
Yeah.
I have Rumble, but it's still a 4v3. It's a 3v3.
3v3,
Oh, 4v
3v4.
4v.
We saw Blizz mid though, but it's
Yeah,
like if you start the fight in like 15 seconds, Talia and Blitz could walk bot, right? We know
yeah,
that much. Okay.
yeah,
So this is a case where, because like until now, there was always a kind of obvious choice, right? Kind of obvious, especially if you just watch the replay and you watch the game slowly. But right now it's a bit more questionable, a bit more unknowns, right? And when
yeah.
this happens, taking a safer option is correct. Like right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna last hit, keep the wave steady, and let's see what else happens. We need more data. We need more information, right? That's what you could do here. Or, for example, in this case, I don't know, maybe I'll try to shove this because Blitzcrank was mid, Nautilus is bot sooner. If Viego is bot, like we have Nautilus, Itsuvitsu is fine. So we could shove this and get vision. Another good option. But again, if you're unsure, wait for Nautilus first, then maybe, like playing a bit passive sometimes, it's fine. It's correct. Better than dying. Okay. Up, and another wasted word. Yeah. If anything, Warning Tribush would have been way better, right?
Rewarding River in general, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Well,
I think they were duo, man. Like, who TPs on that? That's actually insane.
it's crazy. But yeah, I almost got hooked. You could say that. Look, this ward saved your life, right? You could say that, right?
Mhm.
But what if you just stay here?
Yeah,
If
what
you
if
think
I'm.
this ward is dangerous, this brush is dangerous, you just stay here. Done.
Yeah.
No problem. This would never have happened, right? Okay, baited the TP. That's good. Nice.
No, even if I warded there, I still was walking up for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like Blitzcrank has huge W speed.
Mm.
Okay. When we're about to get dived like this, it's basically the same thing. We look, Rumble is top. Well, even Viego could be here. We don't want to take a 2v4. Like, we just back off, no ulti, and we chill. And this is why I say, like, when there's so many unknowns, like Drake up, Rumble top, like we saw Bleed, Talia, we know they're here, Rumble is pathing top. We chill, we know nothing. It's fine. We don't die. That's kind of what you did, except walking in here. If you stayed up here,
Yeah.
nothing would have happened. They get Drake. Okay, sure. We don't have,
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta chill in League. That's just how it is.
hmm
Better than dying, right?
Imagine if they had the old TP. They just TP on behind me 24/7. That was so bad. Thank God that got removed.
Yeah.
10 minutes top laner ganking you. Fuck
Yeah, I would
jungle.
say teleport is just broken anyway and they should be
Yeah.
removed. Because in my opinion, if somebody goes side lane, they should be side lane, not
Mhm.
even anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have a split pusher with TP, it's just a ticking time bomb. You have
Yeah.
to do something to force his TP or you lose base. And it's not healthy for the game, but yeah, it is what it is. We gotta
It's like
adapt.
Hull break with Trundle. That shit
Yeah.
is retarded.
Yep, I agree with that.
Stupid as fuck.
Okay.
Never seen a champion delete towers that fast. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
he's insane, man. Randall with Hullbreaker. Jesus Christ. And Titanic Hydra and everything.
Yeah, that's just like
That's the,
I don't know, he one shots towers like they're fucking AD carries or something.
yeah. I played it and I know it's fun. It's fun to do it. Not far for the enemy though. Okay. Good. Let's go back to the game. I hear you. I like the recall. Like when something like this happens, super weak, you don't have jungler, right? Take the
Yeah.
L, go back, recall, buy anything you can, come back. It's better than sitting around waiting for them to leave, then you go back to the turret. Just
Yeah.
reset as soon as possible. Because if you do that, what do you think happens good for you if you reset as soon as possible and go back to it as soon as possible?
Nautilus resets with me and he doesn't die.
Yeah, sure, but what else happens? Like from the enemy perspective,
Um,
right?
they leave because they have nothing else to do, right? Because I'm not there.
But enemies, I mean, what if Jin here wants to take plates like he's doing right now?
I mean, the good thing is I come back with an item advantage and
Yeah,
full
and he's
mana,
still
full
bot lane,
resources.
right?
Yeah.
Like he got all those plates, he got everything, but because you recalled instantly, you're coming back super fast. He's still
Mhm.
bot, and you're one item above him, right?
Yeah.
So it's the perfect time to come back from like almost getting dived to just winning lane again, right?
Yeah.
Another super good opportunity. But yeah, as you said, like there's so many like split decisions to make, and the sooner you make them, the better, right?
hmm
But even if you make them later, especially at the start, at the beginning, when you start playing like this, it's still good. Like, sure, you're gonna waste a few seconds, but it's way less seconds wasted than, here we got a ping, Nautilus ult. Why are we not recalling already, right?
Yeah.
First of all, we think about what we need to do, then everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would have recalled instantly, I think you would have been almost back to the wave, right?
I would have had Yomos, just Yomos back to lane, to
Yeah,
be honest.
you wouldn't be able to maybe even solo kill the Jin here.
Yeah.
Okay, now Jin is recalling, we can know that. Beats mid. And now again, like I'm gathering in, I'm farming the minions and I'm looking the map at constantly. Like that's what I'm doing when I'm farming under turret, especially now you've got one item, like you wait
Yeah.
for the turret to hit and then look the map, you hit this one, you look at the map, you just gather intel as much as possible. Okay, let's see, what do you think we should do here? Jin recalled, right?
I should fast push this wave, I guess.
Yeah, sure. We push fast. Jin is not here. If Viego's here, it's a 1v1. I don't care. I've got Yomos. Blitz is mid. Viego is top. Nice. Good. Good, we got this wave. Okay,
Mm.
what do we do? What do we know?
We know two people are mid. I know Talia and Blitz are mid. I know Viego. Is Viego top?
Yeah, it's Vegas top with Irelia, right?
Yeah, I think I play for plates here. Try to
So
kill
only
Jin
Jin
one.
is bot and plates expire in 20 seconds, and because you pushed fast, you could get a plate, for example, sure.
Yeah.
And usually I say, like, if you want to play under the enemy turret, we need vision first. But do you think you need a ward tribush here?
No,
No,
I know
because,
where everybody is.
yeah, nobody can gank you, right? So you just get a plate for fear, right? It's a good thing. That's it
I
right
think I
now.
realized that, and then I maybe try to. What am I gonna do?
And instead, we are AFK, basically.
Yeah,
Like, even if you don't get a plate, right? Let Jin
yeah,
know you are out and you go back in
hmm
this brush around, right?
yeah,
I don't think you're afraid of Jin. You have the exhaust. You know,
no,
1v1 exhaust is OP,
yeah.
right? So one
Do I
thing you
try
do,
to kill him here?
right now,
Let's
what
see.
you're doing, right? Again,
Uh,
if we did this sooner, 10 seconds sooner, we would have gotten the first brush. Oh my god, insane,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So yeah,
and let him
like
walk up and maybe kill
right
him.
now we are taking our time making these decisions. In a replay, it's super easy. In a game, it's way
Hmm
harder. But yeah, it's gonna get better, faster and faster as you play, right?
hmm
It's just gonna become good habits. Didn't see you. Oh my god. Okay. Small mechanical
Allah.
mistakes. Small mechanical mistakes. Okay. Wanna
I don't
talk
think I
about
should have
this?
flashed that. Really.
I
Should
mean,
I?
first
I
of
missed
all,
my E. Missed my E. Missed my E.
first of all, like, um, why do we need to E first, right?
So I can slow him and be able to auto him a bunch of times before.
But is he not in your basic attack range? And do you not have more movement speed?
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
right now, what we would do, right? I would basic attack him, Q the minion for the
Mhm.
double up,
Yeah.
and then basic attack him again. Then once he realizes this, or even better, he's got force shot up, right?
Uh-huh.
Let him force shot the minion first. Then you do this,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah. You're
basic
right.
Q, basic, not even the minion. It's fancy to go Q on the minion because it's more damage, right? Whatever. Basic Q, basic him. You keep chasing him. You might want to exhaust. And you know he's got flash up. Once he flashes out, then you E ult. Boom.
Yeah.
You kill him,
I should have
right?
just Yomo's honestly from the start.
You move from the start, basic attack him, use W at the start, right? Basic attack. But, you know, you don't have E now, right? So for sure you
Yeah.
could have killed him, you realize that. But yeah, again, these things are more champion related, and if you play less champions, you play the same champion more often, you know how to kill enemies more, right? You just know
Mhm.
exactly how to deal damage, right?
Yeah.
So these things, like when something like this happens, like when we are the 1v1 or anything, I would say just watch the replay and see how you could have played better. And yeah, again, think about, you know, what does he have to stop me? Where is go W? Well, maybe I flash when he Ws, for example, right?
Mhm.
Something like that. This is just Jin,
Yeah.
but they could have, I don't know, what ADC super powerful ability that you need to dodge. Ezreal Q, maybe you need to flash one of them or something. I don't know. Anything.
Mhm.
And now he snaps you with ult. Oh well. Happens. Okay, but yeah, like this
I
mistake,
think
even
that's what I
like
lost mental devil when he typed towards.
the cool thing is that like he escaped less than 100 HP, right? So like one
Yeah.
basic attack more. Imagine here, instead of wasting this time, we would have actually, because he never checked the brushes, imagine we had enough time to go in the first brush. That would have
Yeah.
given you more time to get one more basic. And he would have
Yeah.
died anyway, even if you mechanically make mistakes like you did, right?
Mhm.
So again,
Yeah.
mechanics are not important because if you apply the right knowledge faster, well, it will have better anyway, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
this is why I don't really care about mechanics that much. It happens. Okay, now we are kind of in mid game. What do you do mid game? Do you go mid usually?
Just if my bot tower is down, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
we bot turret, exactly. To me as well, like when bot turret is gone, we go mid lane. Here, we don't need to talk about much. I think it's just you follow up your teammates. I missed the hook, you don't follow anymore, that's fine, good. Okay. Let's see what you do here.
I think in mid game you just fast push every wave, right? To try to do something maybe.
Yeah, before Viego showed up, I wanted to ask you again what you want to do. Let's say we don't know where Viego is, right?
I was gonna go mid.
Okay. But now if you look at the map, you know Jin is 300 HP. What do you want to do here?
Then I would stay in lane. Yeah.
Like this is another case of we gather intel, we make a decision, and there's multiple decisions here. Like you could go mid, right? Kinda, yeah, sure. You could push this because Jin doesn't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could ping Rumble, ping bot. He comes bot maybe. If he doesn't, sure, you don't stay bot, you go mid. One thing you could do is push this. You ping Herald, you go Herald. Other option, yeah. Rumble, we come, we go mid, kill Talia, go Herald. Many things, right? There's so many options. But in mid game, it's a bit more different. My boy got caught. Oh well. Yeah, and also don't forget the basics. Yeah, here I forgot to say like Jin is low HP, yeah, but Blitz is still here. We just saw him a moment ago, and we don't know where Viego is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would have done here, honestly, I think I would have just warded Tribush and then maybe stay bot, but going mid sure is fine as well. You didn't die, he died, it's fine. Let's see what happens here next. Yeah, your decision here was good, correct, I would say. Okay. Okay. Remember in laning when we talked about what enemies have that are dangerous to us, right?
Yeah.
What does Talia have? You know what Talia has, right?
No.
Yeah. So in this case is like no matter what you do, right? Just play around that ability, right? If they don't use that ability, bait it out, play around it, and after that you can go in because if you don't do that, well, it doesn't matter if you're here, right?
Yeah, I didn't think about that too.
Like here, you could just take kind of her max range and just bait it, move back forward, bait it out, right? Once she uses that, you Yomos, or you could Yomo for movement speed to dodge, and you just kill her. But yeah, I would say, like especially for ADCs, the game is all about knowing what enemies have to kill you, and you avoid those things, and the rest doesn't matter. The rest, whatever.
This was pointless to be honest.
Yeah, now it's pointless. Yeah. Okay. Why not ever forced her? Well, wouldn't have mattered anyway, because you would have killed her if you dodged it. It's fine. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I'm going bot. Okay. Perfect time to talk about tempo right now. Right. Can you see like who's playing? Do you know the concept of like tempo lines?
No.
Okay, so let's say you draw parallel lines to the river, right? Those are like called tempo lines. And the forwardmost one is where Veigar is, right now. Veigar is on the most forward line. Then it's you and Rumble, like here in the jungle. Then it's Timo in the top lane, and it's Nautilus. So you have like 4 different tempo lines. And in League, as a team, the best way to play is to all be on the same tempo line. Because even though you guys are fighting 4 people at Drake, for example, your top lane is pushing top. Well, he's actually playing with you. He's not doing nothing. He's pushing top, right? He's doing something, right? So in this case, when you go here, you go bot lane here, right? You're not really doing anything. You're on a different tempo as your teammates, right? Right now, the forward tempo is Rumble and Veigar. They are actively engaged in combat, actively doing something to win the game. They want to kill enemies to win the game, right? That's what they want to do. Nautilus is not there yet. He's going there, but he's not there yet. He's not on the front tempo. Timo is just farming. You are just farming. So right now, the game looks like a 2 versus 5. Why 5? It's because if you don't see an enemy, or you have no information on an enemy, you assume they are in the closest brush to your allies or to you or whatever. You assume he's actually on tempo and he's actually playing with his teammates, right? So this will become really important where we are making decisions to join a fight or not to join a fight, right? And
so maybe going for this was the wrong mistake.
And in this case, right now, look, we look on the map. Okay, Aurelia top. They go bot side. Blitz recalling. Jin is bot. He's pushing. Good. Great. So a lot of the times I recommend prioritizing tempo over farming over anything, and this is kind of one of them right now. Besides that, like, this is kind of a bit more obvious because you should be mid lane most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially if your mid laner is low HP and still sitting mid, it's kind of correct for you to stay mid still. And let's go back to the tempo decision, the tempo line concept. If you stayed mid, you would be there with Veigar, with Rumble, Nautilus coming towards you. So you would be 4 people. Blitzcrank recalled, Jin Pro recalled after pushing, Arela was top, right? So you would be 4 versus 2, or even 3 versus 2 with just Rumble and Veigar, because Nautilus is not close enough.
Mm-hmm.
So if you stay mid here, you're playing on tempo when enemies are not on tempo. Because again, we gathered all the info about enemies right now. So in this case, here I would say, yeah, it's a 2 versus 5 because you don't know where the enemies are. But because we are actively gathering intel all the time when we play League, right now we see Blitz recalls, okay. Jin gets that, then Prori recalls. Arela top. Yeah, we know everybody is. So we know how to play. Right?
Okay.
So going bot here is good for you because you get money, gold, but not really good for your team, basically. And I think they died, they killed Viego, but if you were there, would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
But this case is a bit less obvious to see because there's a wave bot, and having side lanes not pushed is annoying. Your team wastes resources, but yeah, prioritizing tempo most of the time is better because if you don't, you are doing awkward things like this where you're not on tempo, allies are, and you're not doing anything while allies are doing something, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of people tell me that they don't know how to take a lead they got in lane and transition that into mid game. And this is how you do it. You go on tempo. You don't walk around like this, right? Don't farm side lanes as ADC if you know you need to be in fights and you want to get in the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, this happened. You couldn't kill them here just because we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know about tempo, so we didn't play for tempo, right? Because the wave you got here is like 200 gold maybe. But imagine 2 kills mid lane. Oh my god, profit. Right?
I thought maybe because it was a coin flip, like trying to fight when Talia is like strong, but again, yeah, I didn't
Gathering
account
intel.
for them to not be there.
Yeah, like if you gather intel all the time, right? We know this fight is not a flip because we know we are more allies than enemies if you go.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully we get a more obvious example soon. Oh, what happens here, man? They just give you kills.
Apparently, man.
Cool. Don't mind 3 kills. Okay, hopefully you escape this. You're a fighter. Oh, you're crazy. Sheesh. Good. Big shutdown. You die, but it's worth. Cool.
Yeah.
They give you
I'm
kills. You got the
like
kills.
1,000.
Nice. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the times in League, things will become less normal. They will become crazy and enemies int, and it's your job to catch them. And in this case, you did it. Perfect. Yeah, let's talk about tempo again. What do we know? Up.
Dragon is up. I am at the first. I'm at this. I'm at the top of the tempo, I guess, because
Yeah, you're on the
me
top
and
of the
Veigar
tempo,
basically.
kinda, but you're not engaged in anything yet.
Okay.
So, and again, let's talk about consistency and rules. As a rule, when I'm on the front tempo line and my allies are not, like right now, I wanna chill. I wanna wait for my teammates, right? And it's the opposite. If your allies are on the tempo, you don't go farm that side lane. You don't go farm Krugs. You right click on the front tempo line. You wanna be in the game as soon as possible, right? So right now we just wait for teammates. Then we just count enemies to see. Okay, TP top. Timori calls to go top. Okay, on Drake it's 4v4. Good. What else we know? Mid waves are crashing. I mean, they're meeting mid lane. Okay. And what else do we know? Maybe summoner spells from enemies would be important to know, right?
Yeah.
And We need to know if you can win a 4v4. Usually when you're behind, you don't really want to take even fights. But at the same time, it's like if you know what you need to dodge, you can win.
Okay. So
In this spot, I thought you were going to go Drake, but
no, we didn't go for dragon. I think
yeah.
for some reason.
So right now, again, because we know about tempo, we know Rera top, Timo top. So if you were to go Drake, we would be 4 versus 4, right? And
Yeah,
if because we are behind 4 versus 4, right?
it's not
We
good.
don't take a fight. Good. So instead, we want to go top kill Irelia maybe because we give Drake. Good, right? But I want you, like in your future games, to actively think about this, right? Because right now in this game, you're probably like, I don't know if you fight Drake or not. I'll go kill top. That's probably what you think, right? But I want you to find the reasons why, right? We need the reasoning for everything. That's how we learn the game. That's how we understand the game. The reasoning is that we shouldn't take a 4v4. We might lose it. But probably you didn't even know it's a 4v4, right?
No, I just assumed like we're just gonna lose at there
Mhm.
basically because we're behind. That's it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to take that fight.
So, okay, remember when I said about front tempo? If you're on front tempo, what do you need to do?
Just wait for your teammates.
Okay, what are you doing now?
We're running it down.
Yeah.
Front line.
You're lucky she doesn't have flash, you're dead.
Yeah.
If she has flash, you're dead. There's no way you survive this. Right, so as a rule, you're on front tempo, you wait for team. If you're behind in tempo, you right click next your teammates. Like baiting for enemies, like baiting enemies, sure, it's good. You can bait, but in this case, she doesn't
I
really
don't need
escape. No
Yeah.
need, to, right? You don't have stopwatch to like stopwatch and then let the teammates kill her. It's super risky for no reason, right?
Yeah. Even if I stopwatch, it's kind of a waste to be honest.
Yeah, because it's just a free kill.
Yeah.
He gets the kill. Unlucky. Oh well. Okay. Okay, let's see again. Okay, we killed someone. Good. What do? We can do things. We see Talia bot.
Good play for.
So you're
pushing this wave.
three allies mid, right? On tempo, Rumble team or not. And what about enemies?
To Leah's bot side, I'm gonna assume
And-
everybody else is mid, so it's 3v4 here.
Okay, but
Rumble's closer.
look at Irelia.
She's dead.
Yeah, so it's a 3v3, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Without their strongest member, Talia, I think she was fed, and
Mhm.
Irelia.
Yeah.
So here we are confident. We maybe try to pressure mid. We push this. We try to get vision. No way we just go back when we know we are stronger, right? But this is why, again, gathering intel and making the decision is so important because you know exactly what to do. Right now, you don't know what to do, right? You're going both. Wait, but the mid wave is coming. Again, like even staying AFK, maybe, okay, 3v3, we don't want to take a 3v3, it's fine, we wait next wave. Cool. We do that. Veigar goes to catch mid, you wait the next mid wave. I mean, Veigar catches bot, you wait next mid wave. That's also correct. Fine. Perfect. But no way we go bot lane to share XP with Veigar. No, just a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
My god, I don't know if you catch her.
No.
She's gonna ult away, like, and
It's also it's really dumb because I don't know where Blitz is.
and like enemies, whatever, blitz aside, let's talk a bit about why it's so important for ADCs to be mid lane, right? Right now, what is Jhin doing?
Shoving a wave, maybe even getting a tower.
Okay, so what does your wave being shoved mean for you and for your team?
It means one of us has to deal with it. Or we lose.
So if you go there, you catch the wave instantly. You can then do something else with your time, right? But if you are here now, before you get the mid wave, now they put you in that position, just like early game. You either fight or you get a wave. But either way, it's lose-lose for you.
Yeah.
So this is why, again, about consistency, early game, mid game especially too. We shove the wave first, then we do something else. It's the simplest rule to have, simplest mindset to have, and right now, again, you know there's a mid wave coming. Okay, bot lane, we could kill Talia, but it's like, Jhin is mid, right? If I don't go bot here, like allies are still winning because I'm keeping Jhin mid lane. It's still a positive, right? Still super positive. You don't need to be the first to arrive at the fight. Right now, you're just again in this spot where there's mid wave and you're kind of missing it, and yeah, it's awkward. Right? And the sooner you get the wave, the better as well. Luckily, you didn't lose it because you didn't hang around too long, but still. Things could have been way worse, right?
Yeah.
If a fight actually broke. Both side. Okay, Veigar die spot. Happens. Is the game just a fiesta from now?
It kinda is, honestly.
Well, as long
It's
as the
just a
Nexus
bunch
is
of random
standing, like
things.
you could still make the
Yeah.
decision. Let's see what you do here. So, mid wave
Basically, if
coming.
I die, we lose the game. That's literally it.
Yeah, kinda. Now we're again making
This
a
is a lot.
decision: mid wave or top. Well, getting a shutdown is fine. I would say like it's fine. It's fine, but don't really know where Viego
It's
is.
gonna
Now you see
happen again.
him, but yeah, this will get away. But yeah, you see how like getting a shutdown top or killing Arela is kind of fine, but again, it's about consistency. So let's say we didn't go top here, we just go mid lane instead. We grab this wave, right? We don't really lose turret, maybe. Just much better. So in mid game, this is what you gotta remember. Like play around those mid waves, and it's just gonna be so much better for you. Because the enemy ADC will not be able to join any fight if you just push first. Okay, let's see if anything interesting happens still. Okay. So all the allies are coming on the forward tempo line, right? You are grouping up,
Yeah.
and you know enemies are kind of 5 as well, right?
Yeah.
So we need to play accordingly. Oh, he got yoinked. Oh, he's dead. Now it's a 4 versus 5. We back off. Simple, right? We don't hesitate to go back in. We just leave. You ping them to back off, you leave. You don't even try to go back. Because you're gonna die here now. Or you're gonna have to flash. Right?
Yep.
So I'm hoping like at least you see how like you actually die. Because again, here it's super obvious it's 4v5, back off.
Yeah, I should just give in
But
here.
now
Too.
it's 2 versus 5 and we are still trying things, right? It's even more obvious. So when I'm counting like what I'm doing here with tempo lines and everything, right? This will be a constant thing that you think about in mid game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I didn't bother with it much early game, because early game is different. Everybody has a lane. You don't need to worry about jungler, realistically speaking, right? But in mid game, we don't think about warding. Early game, we have to think about warding, right?
Yeah.
So in the early game, there's like more other things to do with your time and brain power. But mid game, I really love mid game so much because you don't really have to ward. You only have blue ward to check brushes for something. And your job is to just get mid wave, then play with your team. It's super simple, straightforward, and if you become super good and consistent at it, you're just gonna climb.
Yeah, this was a tough game for sure.
Yeah, but
But now I see
like
there's so many mistakes that could have changed this game.
I hope you agree that if you didn't make the mistakes, you would have won the game, right?
Yeah, this was
You would have
very
gotten drakes and everything, and just snowball out of control, kill Talia mid because you had time to roam.
Mhm.
So many better things could have happened, and even if I really
What
was
would
fed
have
from
been in
Timo,
yeah,
it's like, so what? You're fed
yeah.
too, and your mid lane is doing better because you help and everything, right? Your jungler would have been doing better too. And now enemies are inting too. Ooh, enemies are 3 here, and your team is spawning.
So I have a question. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
so as a general rule, do you always push for level 2, or like based on your support, you will try to play for the wave? Like, let's say, example, I have Nautilus into like, I don't know, Nami or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a point in me like contesting the push super hard, or should I just let them push a little bit and maybe play off the second wave when it's closer to my tower, and then try
Yeah,
to get level 2 and then play more aggressive that
yeah.
way?
There's multiple things you can do, and what you mentioned is solid plan, right? And another thing you gotta keep in mind is what is your jungler doing, right? Maybe your
Mm-hmm.
jungler says, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do 3 camps and I'm ganking bot," right? For sure, you
Mm-hmm.
don't wanna push. And if you have Nautilus and they have Nami, for example, or Karma, even worse,
Yeah.
Playing for level 2 is harder because they have
Yeah. So
range,
you.
you
Yeah.
don't. So I just let them push, let them cook, let them
Mm.
push us and set up a gank for our jungler, for example, right? Or set
Okay.
up a good hook angle for our Nautilus because it's closer to
Okay.
our
Let's say
turret.
they don't, because like this happens quite a lot. Like people don't abuse like range supports or whatever.
Hmm.
Like sometimes they won't even contest the wave.
Just
What
go
do
for
I
level
do
2.
then? Same plan? Same plan? Do I let them push it or do I try
No,
to get
like
my own level too fast?
it's good to have a plan, right? For sure. But if enemies like don't abuse their range like that, and you know you can get level 2 sooner, why not
Mm-hmm.
do it, right?
Okay.
Worst case
And then
worse, you get level 2 sooner, nothing good happens. You shove the
you shove
wave
the wave.
and it bounces back
Mm.
to you, and you're already in the first scenario. But you actually tried a good play that could have granted you a flash or a kill, right?
Okay. Okay. That
And
makes a
yeah,
lot more sense.
always remember that if you wanna play past the river lane in lane, right? Past the
Mm-hmm.
river, like you just need to have vision like this ward in Tribush. And next season, nothing much will change bot lane, right?
Yeah.
Both teams are going to have what is right now
Try
on blue
brush.
side,
Yeah.
right? The Tribush.
Yeah.
So if you are playing red side or blue side, it's like you are playing red side every game. You just ward the
Mm-hmm.
Tribush and you ping your support toward the river. This is like when I play League, usually this is what I default to. Get level 2, if you do things great, if you don't, we shove it. I ward Tribush, my support wards the river. And I always ping my support toward the river, because otherwise they might not know, right?
Okay.
And after that, it's so easy to play because you got vision. Even if jungle is bot, you don't care. You can do whatever you want to the wave. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a
Okay.
plan, it's a bit more awkward. And
Yeah.
why do I wanna push and get aggressive early if I can? It's because the lane that pushes has an advantage because you can go roam. You can
Mm-hmm.
set up vision. You are not required to farm under turret. If you farm under turret, you're gonna lose more minions, and so on. Right? There's way
Mm-hmm.
more advantages to pushing than not pushing. But remember, you've got to have vision. Otherwise, you can't. You're inting if you push without vision.
Yeah.
And getting pushed in because they have higher range. Yeah, sometimes the matchup does require you to play for the level 2. You cannot get it first, so you just play next to your turret and
Mm-hmm.
wait for a good opportunity. As you said, like not using as karma. Just wait for a good opportunity for them to int, try to poke if you can, and in this lane we didn't really have time to talk much about, like, actually we did a little bit. Like if you have a low HP minion like here, for example, and Blizz doesn't exist, I don't know. It's like enemies have to make a choice between hitting the minion or hitting you.
Yeah.
So you gotta play around those timers as well, and again, play around your support. And a lot of times you're going to find out that in lane, supports int super often. Okay, you are sitting stacked with your Nautilus here, for example, and like Jin is miles away, and Blitz is super
And this
close,
kind of,
right?
yeah.
This is kind of int. You can kind of punish him a bit, whatever. Ignore the hook and other factors. We know those exist, but still. Sometimes the enemy support will just walk in the brush next to you and your support, and the enemy ADC will be just farming. Take
Mm-hmm.
those opportunities to fight, right? They're giving you free kills, and you should take those opportunities. You should look out for those a lot. They happen more often than you think.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Let's see if anything else happens in this. Probably not
No, I think
much. I think we
yeah.
talked about the important stuff, right? The macro decision making, how I think, and how you should think, like how you should gather the information and make a decision. Basically, this is what you need. Like, be more assertive, make the decision. If it doesn't work out, go and replay, see what you did, why you did, and what you could have done instead, and why. And that's just gonna help you improve a lot more. Because at this point here, there's not much to learn. You're just
Yeah.
we fight a bit. Ooh, okay. So give me other questions if you have.
I feel like I'd have to. I mean, the early game was really my main problem, to be honest, of
Well,
going
early game,
about it.
yeah, but then in mid game, of course, keep applying what you know about early
Yeah.
game and just keep playing for those mid waves and count enemies and allies. That's all you have to do.
Mm.
But early game, yeah, remember, like maybe do a mental checklist again. Let's say we want to push. Okay, can we push? No. Why? Because we don't have vision. So we put vision. Can we put vision? Yes, no, right? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you need to think. You think like a robot and make the every game kind of similar to each other, and that's gonna make you consistent. And what do we
Yeah.
know
Then
about robots? They don't really make mistakes, right?
they can actually maybe try to play something else too. Because if I get the macro down, then I can play a little bit more champions. I guess wouldn't be too bad.
Honestly, my biggest advice when it comes to what champion you should play is play the champion that you like, and yeah, it's gonna be fine. If you like the champion and you play it, you're going to climb. It's guaranteed success because I'll give you an example. Like me, for example, at the start of I don't know if this split or last split, whatever. Jinx was 48% win rate, right?
Mm.
And I only played Jinx, and I got challenger. So she wasn't meta. I only played her. Didn't
Yeah.
play a single champion. I played her into bad matchups as well, and I kept winning because macro is way more important than champion, than mechanics, than anything. It doesn't matter. And again, if you enjoy your champion, you become really good at it. You know how to farm better, and that's only gonna help you more.
I mean that helps. So now I can try to play my favorite champion again because
Yeah, like
no
you play
confidence
if
after.
you want to play Lucian, keep playing. The meta doesn't matter at all. Trust me, it's whatever.
Hmm.
As long as the champion is not 30% win rate, and even if it is, probably people don't know how to play him. Probably.
Example Zeri.
Zeri had released. People had no idea, but she's actually broken. Briar as well, I think it was the same. People just didn't know how to play. No?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Hopefully I should. I feel like I have the tools to maybe. How many days do I have left for the end of the
I think
season?
4 days. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, in my opinion, try to recap in your mind kind of what happened today, and
Mm-hmm.
try to get diamond. Why not? Go for it. You have like 4 days left. If
Yeah.
you get it,
I mean, this is
sure,
good because
great.
I got to
Yeah, if you
Emerald because I was at Emerald 4. Maybe it's doable here.
like worst case worse, what you get Emerald 4. Do you care now? Whatever.
No, no,
Like
not
you
really.
next season, you're getting diamond for sure. Do you care about this season?
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
No.
Right? That's your mentality you need. Like right now, play to improve. If you get diamond, sure. If you don't be disappointed. Next season, I guarantee, like you will get diamond. Like because you know this kind of stuff, this knowledge, this macro, this tempo things, and other players don't because most players don't. Trust me, they have no
Mm-hmm.
idea what they're doing. They're like you in these kind of moments where you're just, I'm gonna walk around bot lane, blah blah blah. I don't know what I'm doing, right? Like here, this is what most players do because they don't know anything better. Nobody teaches them how
Mm-hmm.
to do it, right? But this is why you got coaching. You are at an advantage now. So, in my opinion, if you learn all these concepts well and you fix those mistakes, you should get master. Like in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
master is super easily achievable if you just know this stuff. Only because the other players have no idea and they don't know this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you're
first
saying.
first objective diamond, it's fine for sure. Don't be too excited. It's not gonna happen overnight. But in time, you're gonna improve for sure. There's no way you
Okay.
don't.
So you're saying the. So what would you say like the big three mistakes I should definitely work on, like right
Um,
now?
First of all, just be more assertive, right? Just get the info, make a decision, and stick with it. If it works out,
Okay.
great, I did good. If it doesn't, okay, we try something else next time and we learn. Second thing, your support matters so much in the early game. You need to play with your support early game. It's so important, right?
Okay.
And the other concept, uh, early mid game, especially, like see what your team is doing. It's so important what your team is doing as well because it's a team game and as ADC you can play alone. Like back in the day, sure, if you get 10 kills on ADC, you 1v5. Now
Mm-hmm.
you are 10-0 and Jinx with 2 items. Z with 1 item one shoots you, by the way.
Yeah, just one
So
shot. So yeah.
you can play alone. It's impossible. So play for teammates, especially your support. Make sure you have vision early game, right? Mid game, your support does that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be fine. You'll do fine. And yeah, just play what you like as well. Like you're gonna farm better if you play what you like.
Okay. And is there? I guess the last question would be like, um, would I be able to find this recording somewhere? I don't know if you recorded the session
I'm
already.
recording. Yeah, I'll upload it to YouTube like in a couple of days. Don't worry.
Okay. At least I
So
can watch it back.
yeah, I'll
And
try tomorrow if I can. If not, the day after. Okay.
no, it's all good. All right.
Great.
That's a lot of knowledge, actually. Just knowing, at least, especially like I came in with the idea that that game was bad, but just
No,
looking
you
from
could
the
have done
perspective,
so much more, right?
yeah.
So much more.
It's crazy because I thought that game was absolutely unwinnable yesterday,
Well,
and now there's it just shows how much I did just in the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds of the game.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
even like at Blitzcrank level 1, for example, was inting, and you didn't even punish Jin, for example, right? It's
Hmm.
just one, the first mistake out of many, many, many.
Yeah.
And yeah, like remember, this is why Yumi players can get challenger because they just know more stuff and they have more
Hmm.
knowledge. They don't need mechanics. There's no mechanics on Yumi. You just hit a Q, great. Right?
Yeah.
They just know the game better, and that's how they climb.
That's insane though. So now
Crazy.
I feel like I can do it. I get to maybe at least.
And yeah, you need
Pretty sure I can.
motivation as well. Don't
Yeah.
give up. That's more important. And yeah, just
That I can do for sure. I can tell you.
yeah,
I've
just
been
focus
doing.
on yourself. Like again, teammates make mistakes all the time, but because you're in the team, you win. And this is
Mhm.
why I wanted also to say like this is why like if you get a challenger player in like an emerald game, right? They're just gonna win. They're gonna climb through platinum, emerald, diamond with like 90% win rate. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And they can do it just because they know this stuff that in my opinion is not that complicated. It's just hard to do it fast.
Yeah.
And it
I
takes
think
experience.
that really is the problem. Is league is hard to do these decisions really quickly. I
Yeah.
think that's the.
Yeah. But the problem is not doing them quickly, is doing them in the first place.
Hmm.
That's what the biggest mistake. People don't think about this stuff. You just play. I'm just playing. I'm gonna do this. Oh man, I did it again. Oh, well, league sucks. No, it's just I could have done that better. I didn't think about that. Oh, I learned something new today. Look, I'm a better player now. That's the right
Oh,
mentality to have.
I guess this might be another question. Like it's
Yeah,
kind of
sure.
it doesn't it obviously doesn't matter since you said champion like doesn't matter. But like, what would you say like champions that are close to misfortune in playstyle that
Mm, I
I
mean,
could put them in my champion pool. I mean, again, it comes back to the same thing you said. Like, just play the champions and enjoy, and then you
yeah,
just
like
climb. It
what you
doesn't
like
matter.
playing Lucian, right? You like
Yeah.
playing some Jinx, some MF,
Hmm.
right? Play those,
Just play.
right? Well, you could try other champions too. Why not? For example, Caitlyn. How does Caitlyn sound?
Killing doesn't sound bad, but I think I tried it and it was just too boring. I guess.
So boring. Okay.
Yeah.
What about let's say they have Zed and Kha'Zix in their team or whatever? What about picking Zaya just so you can survive better?
Oh, Zaya. I could try
Right?
Zaya.
Zaya is super fun. You're having a support. They have Zed. Your Nautilus hits the Q. You basic with W, Q, E. You root. You deal tons of damage. Early game is super nice. And in late game, you just ult when Zed ults and he cannot play the game, for example, right?
Yeah.
So I would say like play what you like. Most of your games play one champion,
Hmm.
Lucian, for example. And if you happen to get like a later pick and you see a good reason to pick something else, do it. It's gonna be good.
Okay.
Right? I see Zed, I'm picking Zaya, he cannot play game. Fun, let's go. Right?
Hmm.
Stuff like that. Or they don't have super high range and they don't really have assassins. Okay, I can play Jinx here. I can front to
Hmm.
back and know I'm gonna win late game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or I have a free game. I can play MF because I'm just gonna bully them with my poke, for example.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or if they have Blitzcrank, okay, I need a dash to dodge the hook. I'm playing Lucian. Great.
Yeah.
You know, just try to find a few champions. For example, I have 5 champions, right? Maybe you need
Hmm.
more, maybe you need less, especially because you play Lucian.
Hmm.
And just play those champions only, and it's gonna be fine for you. I'm gonna get used to all of them, and you won't have any issues anymore with champions and how you farm.
Okay.
But
Guess we just had to play the games out, and that'll
yeah,
be it. Yeah.
play the game, practice more,
Yeah.
actively think, be more assertive, right? And you're gonna do fine.
Hmm.
You're gonna be fine. You already know way more than most league players. Like you're already your knowledge is already into top 1%, right? Because top 1%, I think it's master, and people below master in my opinion don't really know this kind of stuff, these concepts. for some reason.
Okay, here's another question.
Yeah, sure.
So I just queued up for a game right now, right?
Okay.
And they picked Ramis and Garen. Would you go first strike or would you go like
Ramus and
press
Garen.
the count?
I mean,
Yeah,
if they have tanks, right? And
they have Karma, Jin, and Ezreal.
I mean, if you want to play for late game, you need more damage, right? But what else
Yeah,
besides first strike did you say?
press the attack.
Okay, what support do you have?
Shit, Sona.
Sona.
Yeah,
So you don't think you can really burst them. You don't have Nautilus, right? Press the attack, I would say it's better with an engage support. If you have poke support, sure, you can go first strike. That's fine.
okay. So I picked the wrong one. I
Oh,
went press the attack.
it's not the worst. It's fine. You know, like
Okay.
again, just like macro runes and builds are not the most important. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you gotta
Okay.
remember. Nice.
All
Okay,
right.
I'll wish you good luck on the game,
Thank you.
and I hope to see you climb. Right? If
Thank
you have
you.
other questions, like DM me. Don't feel free. It's
We'll
fine.
definitely be back for sure. Because this was a really good eye-opening coaching
Yeah,
session.
just keep playing for a few days and see how it goes, and reach back to me. I'm curious to see how you do at the
Will
end of
do.
the season. Okay.
All right, will do
Okay.
for sure.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Have fun. Enjoy your
You
game.
too. Bye
See
bye.
ya. Great success.